You're not a boss if you never took a loss. And I don't mean a small inconvenience, I mean the real loss. The one where you can't eat, you losing sleep, and damn near falling in a depressive state. The kind of loss that makes people look at you different. The one that makes you even question yourself. The kind where people screenshot, whisper about, and bring up when your name gets mentioned. That's the price of actually stepping in the arena. See, a lot of people will laugh at you when you lose, but when you look closer, you realize that they never laughing from experience. They laughing from safety. They built their entire identity around not failing, which means that they built their life around not trying. They don't invest, so they can't lose money. They don't build, so nothing can collapse. They don't lead, so nothing can fall apart on their watch. And from the outside, it looks stable, but in reality, it's just control irrelevance. Because what people don't say is that how failure is public, but avoidance is private. While one gets judged, the other one gets hidden. So the person who tried and failed, they look worse. But the person who never tried at all, they escape scrutiny. And that's why the loudest critics are almost always on the sideline. And if you let people on the sidelines affect you already misunderstood the game. Players, they don't listen to the crowd for direction. They understand the crowd is there strictly for reaction. The crowd cheers when you win and they boo when you lose. But the crowd never has to take a shot. So why would you let someone who never risked anything have emotional influence over decisions that requires risk? That doesn't even make sense. And another thing people don't talk about is when you take a loss publicly, you become a reference point. People will use your failure as validation for their own inaction. You see what happened to him? Yeah, I'm good. But you didn't just fail. You exposed the gap between action and fear. And instead of crossing that gap, they retreat and justify it by using you. And that's why some people don't want you to recover. Because your comeback destroys the excuse they built off your failure. Now they gotta face the truth. It was never about the risk. It was about the fear. So understand this, losses, they are a part of the admission fee. You don't get access to real leverage, real growth, real authority without being misunderstood, doubted, and even embarrassed at some point. That's how you earn perspective. That's how you develop emotional control. That's how you stop needing validation from people who never had the courage to qualify. Because at a certain level, you realize respect from people who never built anything doesn't mean much. And once you understand that, you move different. You stop explaining yourself. You stop reacting. You stop performing for people who aren't even in position to evaluate you. You just keep playing. Because the only opinion that actually matters, if any opinion matters, are from the ones who've taken losses too. And those people, they usually aren't laughing. They're just watching and cheering you on from a distance.